Say no more. Say no more. We back. We back. First, just want to thank everybody that tapped in, who's watching, who's showing love to the channel. It's just the beginning, but we're going to keep on growing. But with that being said, we're about to cover the NFL AFC wildcard divisional game with the Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Houston Texans. The Kansas City Chiefs finished with a 15-2 regular season record. The Houston Texans 10-7. As you can see, the Vegas has the Chiefs favored at -7.5. It opened up at -9. No, excuse me. It opened up at 7.5. It's at -9. We are definitely rolling with the Texans +9 to cover this spread. As you can see, ESPN predicts that the Chiefs have a 62.7 win percentage compared to the Houston Texans. A lot of that is based on the Chiefs being fully healthy and the Houston Texans and CJ Stroud missing a lot of their playmakers, especially at the wide receiver on their end. The over-under is 42.5, now at 41.5. And if you take a look at the Kansas City depth chart, man, they're fully healthy. They got Pacheco, Kareem Hunt. Not really too many injuries on the defensive end. You got Patrick Mahomes with a full, healthy roster full of wide receivers at home. That's dangerous. So I definitely see the Chiefs pulling out the win there. If you go over to the Houston Texans now, you go ahead and look at their depth chart. Man, he is missing Stephon Diggs, Tank Dell. That's a lot of production to try to cover up with a questionable Robert Woods and Michi. Some of these injuries we have for the Houston Texans, Azir Lashir looks like he's questionable for the game. Questionable tag on Joe Mixon as well. Didn't see that coming, but if I know Joe Mixon, he local Bay Area, he's finna play. He's not finna miss this game. But I definitely see Stephon Diggs and Tank Dell not being available for CJ Stroud. That might be a lot for him to have to cover going up, trying to keep up with that Kansas City offense. I feel like it's just going to be a lot. Going back over to the Kansas City Chiefs injuries, so we got Jalen Watson, the cornerback, he's questionable. McCole Hardman's out on injured reserve, but we knew that already. But again, the Chiefs are relatively healthy for this game with Patrick Mahomes having both his running backs, Pacheco, and a full healthy roster of wide receivers. I mean, I feel like he's going to be out there playing 7-on-7 today versus that Houston Texans defense. So as you can see, the over-under is at 41.5. Money line for the Texans is +400. Chiefs -600. If you feeling froggy, you can go ahead and sprinkle a little bit on that money line +400, but I wouldn't count on it. -600 is a safe bet, but it's a little steep. But I'm definitely going with the Texans to cover the spread at +9 at -110. I see Mahomes pulling a hat trick at the end. Entertaining game. He'll probably win by a touchdown. The Texans will keep it close. We're going to take out some of the season leader stats. CJ Stroud threw for 3,727 yards to Patrick Mahomes 3,928 yards. Joe Mixon cleared 1,000 this season with 11 touchdowns. They re-signed Kareem Hunt for 728 yards, and they got Pacheco back. So as you can see again, the Chiefs they're loaded. A healthy Chiefs. Andy Reid had time to game plan and scheme against the Houston Texans. I know the Houston Texans played well last week, but I just don't see them being able to overcome those injuries on offense with CJ Stroud missing a lot of his receiving yards and receptions on production. They're going to go ahead and roll the coverage to Nico Collins, which he's been known to beat double teams, but can he do that for 4 quarters? And can they open up holes for Joe Mixon? I don't know how much that questionable tag is going to play a part on him. But yeah, if you can see the Kansas City Chiefs, their defense is looking good. They got big Chris Jones in the middle. The strong safety Justin Reed, they're just looking healthy. A little too healthy for me to see the Texans to go on the road and overcome a -9 deficit. And if we look back on the Houston Texans again, you got CJ Stroud, he's healthy. You got John Mitchie III, Robert Woods. I mean, we can count on a little bit of production from them, but compared to having Stephon Diggs and Tank Dell, man, you are missing a lot of production on offense. Offensive line is healthy. That's a good look. So if I'm the Houston Texans, I'm trying to run the ball and keep Patrick Mahomes off the field. I just don't know how they're not going to get a stacked box with not having that many, let's say, productive receivers at wide receivers other than John Collins and, the tight end Justin Schultz. So Yeah, if we're rolling with the prediction today, we're going to roll with the Chiefs to come out with the victory, but I'm going to roll with the Texans at +9. If you want to be safe, I'll buy it up to +10 for the Texans, probably be -120, -140. You can find all this information on ESPN.com. This is where I went to find the analytics for this game. So they're only giving the Texans a 37.3% to win the game, which makes sense. Now, there always is the chance for an upset. I can see the Houston Texans keeping it close in the first half. So if you want to take Houston Texans the first half with the points, that's also, I wouldn't be mad at you. But, this is the NFL. This is Taylor Swift. This is Travis Kelce. They generate a lot of money for the NFL. I do not see them leaving the playoffs with their first game being played. We're going to take a look back at some of these stats. You see Travis Kelce didn't clear 1,000, but a lot of those times he sat out because of their record. And just look who Patrick Mahomes has. Travis Kelce, Xavier Worthy, Noah Gray, D-Hop, Perrine, Watson, Rice. He got a full receiving core. And they got the receiver back who came over from the Arizona Cardinals, Brown, in the slot. Hollywood Brown. He got Hollywood, man. Nah. Patrick Mahomes got too much to work with. Now, if you go over here, look at this production that CJ Stroud is missing when it comes with Stephon Diggs, Tank Dell, and just look at the amount of production that he's missing as far as Joe Mixon, he cleared 1,000, but look at this. He's missing Tank Dell's number 2 receiver. Stephon Diggs, which would have been his number 3 receiver. You're missing all of those receptions and all those yards and all those playmaking abilities. And now you're telling John Mitchie and Robert Woods and Nico Collins to go out there and go drive for drive with the Kansas City Chiefs. They're going to have to rely heavily on the run game in their defense today. I just don't know if they're going to be able to keep up with the